Hey traders, so just a quick question for you. You who is watching right now is why does your stop loss get hit? Then, based on your bias, everything is good. And after your stop loss has been taken out, the market moves according to your bias. So, another question is how do big players play in the market? And how can I stop thinking like most traders do? Most traders think, and think like the smart money. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you how can we not ultimately avoid those things, but how can we lessen those things? How can we lessen the stop losses that being taken out before the move actually starts? So in this series, I'm gonna share with you a step-by-step framework designed to help you transform from a confused or inconsistent trader to a more confident and structure driven trader. So, most of the topics or the discussions that we're going to talk about in this series is more on about the smart money concepts. And it is based on price action, so you won't see much of a lot of indicators in the chart. So I'm sharing this with you because based on my experience, the market moves in a certain way because there is a reason. The market is not totally random. Something is happening in the market that few people are actually aware about. So this isn't just a theory, but it is a structured training that I'm gonna share with you, designed to teach you how the market truly works. So let's begin. And actually, before that, the goal of this lesson is, of course, to help you shift your mindset and so that you would be prepared of what's gonna happen in the market after the explosive move happens. So our goal is where do we spot common liquidity areas? So I'm gonna explain that later, and how are we gonna understand the concepts of those liquidity? Why does price reverse in a certain level, and why does a certain explosive move happen after you have been taken out of the market? So actually, if we're gonna this is a question that I've been asking you earlier. So yeah, you are in the right place. So I'm not saying that this is the holy grail, but this guide can help you to have a better understanding how the market moves. So the main question there is what actually moves the market? So why is the market moving like this? What are the drivers that makes price go to a certain direction and to another? So actually the real question there is it's not why most traders get stopped out. The real question there is why do you get stopped out frequently or most of the time? So imagine um, you are entering a trade with a rationale that this is a breakout. So of course, it is logical to enter a trade or to look for price structure where a price is about to break a certain range or a certain level. So what you did was you get into the trade, maybe you took a market order, and you're anticipating that it's about to break out. Nothing wrong with this one because, of course, every move actually starts with a breakout. So now the price is nearing that resistance level, or if you're short on a support level, but in this case, we're looking at a resistance level, and you are anticipating that the market is about to break out of this range. Now afterwards, you see price is still ranging, not going out of the box or the range, and suddenly the market trips you out of your trade. Actually, if you're gonna check, analyze this, this is the um, first image that you're gonna see after your trade has been taken out. So what you did was you maybe you went out to the park just to relax because of the stop that has it taken out. Maybe you just get a few minute walk just to relax. What's frustrating about this thing is after you got stopped out, the market already moved in the direction based on your bias. What's frustrating about in the trading space is you have actually a sound bias. Your bias is logical, only to find out that you got stopped out. So you are perfectly fine. You just follow your rules, your idea. But for some reason, the market took your orders, took your position, trip you out of the markets, and it just moved according to its desire. Or maybe according to its bias, that is also your bias. So this is a very frequent cycle in the market. It always happens. So one of the struggles is of a developing trader is really realizing that your biases were actually right. Your bias was logical. Your bias makes sense. But the problem is you got taken out before the explosive move happened. So this is the common chart pattern that we frequently see in the market whenever we look for trades, whenever we look for breakouts or anything like that. So the market, this is what we call engineers the price or creates a scenario wherein price strips the traders gets in the market, and of course later on they will stop you out just to get your order so that they would be filled. So this is a common pattern in the markets every single day. So um, this is not a good feeling, of course, and that feeling of frustration isn't just about coincidence. It's a design. It's engineered. The market isn't moving randomly. So the market is moving because there are orders resting wherever that order is currently in. So of course, in this series, I'm gonna teach you in part two where can you spot those liquidity levels? Where can you spot those levels where most probably institutional traders will get in the market? So primarily, the market is moving because of orders. Either it is a buy or sell order. As long as it is an order in the market will move according to its direction. So the only reason the market is moving because it looks for a liquidity. It looks for a price or a price level where it can be possibly filled. So the key concept in this video is liquidity is a fuel that moves the market. So if you're gonna check out this chart, price was ranging in this level. It doesn't break out immediately, but before it tries to go up, it took out the support level first, and it did not close below the range. This is a actually a common pattern that you can see in the charts. The wick is a sign that price took out a certain level. It tried to go down, but it's not enough for this to break down. Similarly, in the next boxes, as you can see, another scenario, price engineered a breakout. So of course, if there is a breakout, this is actually a temptation to those who are trading breakouts. They go in the market without realizing that this is also a liquidity level that institutions are anticipating. So, of course, that's the reason they get in the market. Another scenario is another range, you get stopped out, another range, stop out. This cycle goes on and on and on every single day. So, good thing you're watching this video because In this video, of course, you will learn more a lot about liquidity, why it happens, where it happens, and how can you capitalize or take advantage of it, knowing that there is a bigger player in the market that we do not know. So, of course, those are the banks, those are the institutions. So, imagine, so I believe you have seen a whale. So, imagine that think about the markets like a giant whale swimming through an ocean. So, where there are tiny fishes, like the retail traders like us, now the whale can just eat one single fish, of course, for it to get filled, for it to, um, I don't know, maybe get sufficed by the food. It needs a school of fish in the same spot to make a move worthwhile. So of course, the whale will not go into a certain area in the sea just to look for one fish. Of course, it needs to look for a school of fish so that it would get its fill. So the analogy here is the whale are the institutional traders. They cannot go in the market if their orders are, for example, their orders are like a billion. And this is just an example. A billion of orders, they will not get filled if this certain fish is just worth like $1 million. So they need a bunch of this fish, a school of fish, just for them to fill all of these orders. So in the market, it's the same thing. The institutions won't be able to speculate in the market if the only available order is just below minimum. So, for example, this is the only order they cannot get in the market. There are also scenarios that they take this a portion of a school of fish, then they get back on that area just to just to take out the whole school of fish. So of course, the food source of this is in the market's context are the stop loss, right? So that's stop loss orders. So usually, like in the sea where the school of fish um, reside, of course, in the deep waters. I don't know. I'm not an expert in terms of the ocean, but in the markets, where can we find these levels of liquidity? We can actually look for them in resistance levels, support levels. If you're gonna look at the patterns, we also have double tops, double bottoms. Usually, orders are actually just behind these levels. And we also have orders inside of this range before the breakout or the breakdown. So those are the liquidity levels that we could look for where orders are resting. But I'm gonna discuss more about this in the part two. So our goal as traders is not to be a part of this uninformed money. You want to be part of this big boy, this big guy. So we want to ride the trend while the whale is going on its direction. So, of course, we don't have magic eyes or anything magical for us to predict that the market is going in a certain direction or an institution is going on a certain direction, but we could use some hints or some signs that could tell us that the market or the institutional or the market makers are already in the market. So the question is, you've been mentioning, Jasper, that um, the market is moving because of liquidity. Now the question is, just to reiterate, reemphasize, what are liquidity levels? What is a liquidity pool? Actually, a liquidity pool is just a bunch of stop loss order. It's a cluster of orders in a certain level. So just like what I have mentioned, this can be found in a certain patterns like double tops, double bottoms, below the support, beyond the resistance. Where there is an obvious price action, orders reside. So we don't want, of course, to get hit by institutions before they create the explosive moves, because a lot of traders have this mindset: it's breaking out, the price is breaking out, we need to get in. So I know you have experienced that mindset. The support is holding, so we need to buy because since the support is holding, we are seeing strength. I'll buy once the price moves higher. But the institutional mindset is quite different. So whenever there is a breakout, they look for where the liquidity is currently residing so that they could exploit it. So another is since the support is holding, they're seeing this as an opportunity to trip traders out of the market so that they would be filled with their buy orders. And once price breaks out, it moves in a certain direction, those players who are just chasing the market are another food source for the institutions because they could sell to those breakout buyers. So if you're gonna analyze or think about what we are discussing in this video, the market is really complex. But of course, we can make it simple by looking for those signs where the institutionals or the institutions are currently playing in the market. So actually, the institutions, they create an illusion of opportunity, like a breakout, only to reverse once enough traders can fill their orders. So this is what we call an engineered liquidity. Engineered means that they make certain um, maybe patterns. They allow patterns to happen in the market. They exploit those just for them to get their fill with the liquidity that they need. So that's the only reason the market is being engineered, because the institutions cannot get in the market without enough liquidity. So just like what I have mentioned, liquidity pools are just a cluster of stop-loss orders or pending orders that reside in the markets. So these zones are actually like a bait. The smart money knows, or the algorithms that they're using knows, where are the potential stop-loss levels. So what they do is they drive price into these levels and trigger those orders so that they would get filled. So this is, if you're gonna see our illustration below, imagine 1,000 traders like you doing the same thing at the same time at the same place, looking for a breakout. Now, this is uh, a good, actually not tempting. I don't want to say the word tempting, but this is actually a good level to look at in the eyes of the institutions. So imagine you're one of the traders who are entering or anticipating that there is a imminent breakout about to happen. So the institutions are actually watching this level. Or we can say that the algorithms that they're using are watching this level. Now, what does the institutional do if the breakout does not happen? In this case, it happened. They simulated or engineered a breakout, but soon after the price breaks out, it broke down, tripping all the stop loss orders of these breakout traders who are anticipating a potential continuation move, but it did not happen. So, after the uninformed money has been taken out, of course, a lot of traders will look for this as a short opportunity or a breakdown trade. So, can you now imagine what will happen next? Of course, for the institutions to go to the upside, they also need orders. So now the new order levels or the stop loss orders are now in this level. So what happens next? Of course, I know you can imagine it already. The market moves to the upside and taking out all the stop loss orders of those who just went short in the market when supposedly the market is on an upside direction, maybe because of fundamentals, maybe because on a higher time frame the market is actually bullish. So now, how does this change everything? Now that you know that the market is moving because of liquidity, that there are levels that the market needs to take out first or the institution needs to take out first before going in a certain direction. So once you stop thinking about is it going up or down, but you start asking who is trapped in in this area. Where is the current liquidity residing? Where is it currently located? If you were the sort of smart money, if you have a big pocket or a deep pocket, where would you think you enter in the market? So you see, you start to see the real structure behind the price movement. So another question that we need to think about is, yes, there is a liquidity in the market, but do we have a framework that we could look at how the smart money engineers liquidity? So we have this framework that we call accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So normally, the manipulation, the smart money allows the price to range. So for the example, in this case, the price was ranging before it broke out, pulled back on this level, taking out maybe the orders in this level, then proceeds to go to the upside. We also have a scenario like this, price ranges, but it does not create a breakout but a breakdown, but then immediately reverses after taking out the stops. So this next step is what we call the manipulation phase, wherein the smart money takes out orders, stop losses, all the pending orders that are currently residing at the level. After taking out this level, of course, the short players or the players will put their stops in this level, making or allowing the institutions to go to the upside, taking this all out and proceed to the next level of liquidity area. So, of course, as much as possible, since there are cycles like this in the market, we don't want to participate where the accumulation is currently accumulating or where the price is currently ranging. We want what we want to do in the market before anything else is wait for the market to show its intent, like it's staging a breakout, observe what the price is doing out of those levels, either the resistance or the support level. So wait for price to show signs that it is willing to go up. Don't worry, I'm gonna discuss this in the later parts of the series. So just sit back and try to digest this framework, this cycle that's happening in the market. So you just need to remember the AMD framework, which is the accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. We'd like, of course, to participate where the manipulation is currently going. But of course, during the manipulation phase, we don't want to get stopped out before the real move happens for a distribution phase. So the market will always move to a certain liquidity location. This is often engineered by large institutions by big banks. So price always seeks liquidity before it seeks direction. So now, what are the step-by-step action plans that we need to do in order for us to participate in this kind of framework? So number one, before you start um, looking for trades, ask these questions. Where are traders get trapped? Where is the liquidity that we could look for or we could participate in? Where would you enter if the smart money is gonna enter? If you're the smart money in the market, where would you enter, or where would your orders be in the market? The next question is mark levels where there are potential liquidity pools residing. So you need to identify those levels. Usually those levels are found um, behind or beyond ranges, beyond patterns like double tops, double bottoms. They can also be found near breakout levels or the next resistance level after a breakout has happened. After locating those liquidity pools, you need to observe what the price is doing based on the AMD framework. Is the price currently accumulating? Has the price already created a manipulation phase, or it already taken out a certain resistance or support level, or is it currently on a distribution phase? And after price goes on a certain level, observe what price is currently doing at this level. Do you have any confirmation that the market is poised to go to the upside, or will fail and create a fake out at this level and go to the downside? So your goal as a trader is mapping out the liquidity levels every single day, every single session where our potential liquidity orders are resting. So that's our goal. So just make this a practice every single day and always wait for a potential fake out or manipulation at those certain levels. And lastly, for you to have of course, for you to be able to analyze your approach in the market, you need to journal. What did the price do in that level? Why that does the price reacting at that certain level? So the key principle that I want to share with you in this session is price always seeks liquidity at a certain level where most orders are being placed, where most orders being are currently resting. This means that the market will often move into your stop loss, grab liquidity, and move to an intended direction after hitting all those stop loss orders because institutions have already been filled. So, um, of course, we want to participate where the institutions are, of course, positioning themselves before an explosive move happens in the market. So, this is a question that you need to ask yourself every single day. Where is the liquidity currently residing with the current price action that you are seeing? Once you see these levels, these zones, where the orders are clustered, where the orders are resting, you can start thinking like the smart money. You don't just get into the market just to click the buy buttons, sell buttons, and just to engage in the market without knowing that there is a bigger, higher entity, bigger than ours, bigger than us, that are engineering the market just for them to get filled. So I hope you learn a lot about our session for this video, and you can learn more about our education or market analysis by going into our website. So check out our market analysis day by day, and you can also look for our education um, contents in our website. So if you still haven't got any account in ACY, just open an account so you can start on your demo trading. So I hope you learn a lot, and in our next session, I'm gonna share with you a more specific approach. What are those liquidity levels are called, or what are the sections or maybe locations, exact locations that we could call those levels where liquidity are currently resting. So that's it for me for today. I hope you learn a lot. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos. And of course, for you to get updated with our, of course, the current videos that we're posting in our channel. So see you in the markets. Ciao.